Hey guys, Last here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys some tips and tricks on how to improve in Fortnite Chapter 3. This is going to be a new series that I started on my channel where I'll be posting these type of videos almost every single Friday at 5 o'clock. Make sure you guys turn on the notice just in case, like, I miss a day, for example, and I post the next day. But, we don't talk about that, right? Alright, so let's get into it. So, first off, we're going to be starting off with learning the new mechanics, right? You want to be able to learn the new mechanics as fast as you can. For example, some of the new mechanics in Chapter 3 are the sliding, new map, new guns, and all these other stuff, right? Let's talk about sliding first. Sliding is going to be a major thing this season, right? I know it may not seem like that right now. It might seem like it's not going to do that much stuff, right? It's just going to make us go a little bit faster downhill or something like that. No, it's not like that at all, right? In a couple of weeks, there's going to be insane tricks that you could do with sliding that's going to make you get kills faster, right? There's going to be like crazy tricks with the sliding. Just like, for example, last season with the shadow stones, right? For example, I'm pretty sure it was CISO or whatever figured out that trick that you could go across the map, and they were able to dominate FNCS because of that, right? I don't know what plays they got exactly, but they did pretty good because of it, right? They used that to their advantage, and you could do the same thing with sliding, right? I'll show you guys how to do that. Let's talk about the second thing, new map, right? I know like the new map right now seems really fun to a lot of people, right? But you want to start learning the map. Go into like Battle Lab, if for example, go into custom matchmaking, like if you have a creator code, that is. Don't do it with like actual scrims, because you can't. It's gonna slow you down your process of learning the new map. You want to learn the map as fast as you can so that you can figure out a POI to land. You can like figure out new stuff and new like ways to dominate the game. The third thing is the new guns. Now, let's see, how do I say this? New guns, a lot of people think they're ass, and I truly think that as well, right? The new MK7 is fucking crazy at the game, and the pump shotgun is just shit. I don't know what to tell you, but that doesn't mean that you can lack. You don't want to take that 50-50 chance of Fortnite changing the guns, right? You don't want to just like on these like few days right now, just because the guns are ass, you don't want to just like lag with learning the new guns, right? You want to be ahead of the meta. That's the other thing I'm going to talk about, right? Think about this, right? Think about Fortnite as a little leaderboard, right? Of skill. Now, or not, actually no, not skill. A little leaderboard of how fast you can learn a new item, right? Let's say Cease, right? Cease learns the new shotgun before anyone else, right? While me, I decided to take a break until Fortnite, made the shotguns better or made the ARs better, right? And let's say Fortnite makes an announcement and says, we are not changing the meta. We want it to be an SMG meta, right? Now, there's a low chance of that happening, but, let's just say they do, right? There's an opportunity in them doing it. Cease is already going to know the guns ahead of me, so not only am I going to have to catch up to him, but he's not going to have to get any better with that gun for me to catch up to him. Now, I know that sounds confusing. Let me rephrase that, right? Cease already knows the gun. Cease already knows how to fight with it, so he can already start learning new tricks with that shotgun. But while he's doing that, I'm still going to have to be in that process of learning that new shotgun, right? So I just wasted a couple of days chillaxing, watching YouTube all day, while Cease was learning the new shotguns, Like, it's weird though, right? Fortnite, there's definitely a big chance of the SMG changing, but, you just want to be, like, ahead of that light, just in case, right? You want to have everything just in case. So that's what I was talking about. Now let's talk about how to learn those stuff, right? So for sliding, there's a decent amount of ways you can learn it, right? You can watch pros play, which some of them have figured out, like, how to use it, right? For example, I'm going to put Rated on the screen and my point of view of some stuff that I've learned with sliding, right? You can watch them and then you can implement it into your game, which I'll talk about how to do that later in the video as well. But, you can watch that and learn it, or this is a tricky way. You could go into creative, turn on sliding, and try and figure out your own way on how to use sliding to your advantage, right? I recommend, and I highly recommend this actually, you go into creative, you turn on sliding, and you try and slide as much as you can, right? Because think of it like this, right? If you don't force yourself to slide that much, you won't use it, right? You're going to think of it as the last couple of seasons where sliding was not in the game. So if you want to force yourself to use sliding more, once you learn that mechanic and it's in your head, you'll be able to like implement it into your game faster, basically, right? Because you'll know at what situations you can use sliding and what situations you can't, right? But yeah, that's how you can learn sliding, right? Just try and like figure out ways and figure out stuff that you can implement into your game. Another thing is you could be voting other pros and looking for new tricks, right? For example, the quad crashers, right? That's a new mechanic in the game that you could be learning as well. There's ways that you can fly with it. I'll also show that on the screen. There's new ways that you can fly with it, just like the OG map, just like the OG time, right? You just need to figure it out. You just need to go into Battle Lab or custom matchmaking and figure out these new techniques and these new tricks. The second thing we're going to talk about is VOD reviewing, right? A lot of people know about VOD reviewing, obviously, right? It's like every single YouTube video has shown that in the past, right? But I don't think anyone knows how to do VOD reviewing correctly, right? The first way to VOD review is by fighting in arena, right? This one you don't have to go that in depth with, right? You could just clip it after you die. You could look back at it and say, oh, that's what I did wrong. I'm just not going to do that next game, right? You can even write it down to go a little bit further than that, right? Or just even in PGs, right? Sometimes you clip it and do it. Like if you do something bad, or if you don't know what the fuck you're doing wrong and why you're dying, you can clip it and then you can use that clip later to look at that fight and see, oh, I could have done this better and I could have killed him this way. That's gonna help you get so much better at fighting. Just trust me and do that, right? That Vadil has done that, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Vadil. Vadil did that for a really long time, and he's one of the best fighters in the game now. The second way you could do VOD reviewing is by scrims and VOD review, and this is where we get a little bit more in depth, right? I'll have a video later on how to properly VOD review, and that's gonna be a part of it. But for now, go into replay system, right, and watch it from the start all the way to the finish. Right? You watch that full thing, and then in that full thing, you take as much notes as you possibly can on everything you did wrong, right? Say, for example, you accidentally pickaxe something that doesn't give as much metal and broke the thing above it that gives 100 metal, right? You could write that down so that next time when you guys land there, the person or you will know that, you know, you can farm that metal faster, and boom, you already learned a new thing from just buttering right there, right? Make sure you guys are just using that right, because that's like one of the major ways on how to improve in Fortnite. The third thing that I was going to talk about today is routines, right? Routines is a crucial part. Now, this time I'm also going to show you how to implement VOD reviewing now, right? Routines, you want to have a monthly routine, right? You want to have a monthly routine on everything that you do. So, for example, for Kovacs, Kovacs, not that you don't really implement anything, just find a really good Kovacs course that helps you with the spots that you lack in, right? So once you VOD review, right, you look at your aim and you see what spots you VOD use, like what spots you lack in, right? Say, for example, your shotgun aim is really bad, right? You do maps to help you with your shotgun aim. It's pretty common sense. Or your tracking is bad, you do maps with tracking, right? But when you get on Fortnite, this is where it gets crucial, right? After you do all your free building and all that, you want to start doing the things that you're bad at, right? Let's say, for example, you're bad at doing stuff with cones, right? You don't use cones that much. You can implement that into your free building, right? For 10 minutes straight, you force yourself to use cones so that it gets implemented into your head, and then you can start using it more in arena while you're fighting, and then eventually in scrims, and then eventually in tournaments, right? That's how you want to implement it. Now, the biggest thing about routines that not a lot of people do is actually do them, right? They do the routine for a day or two, but then after that they just stop. They just stop doing the routine. They start like, I'm just tired, I'm not. Do the routine, and that's gonna make you a lot better at the game. Just trust me, keep up with your routine, and you're gonna be extremely good at this game. The fourth one is actually playing the game, which is kind of funny, right? Like I said earlier about the leaderboard thing, right? You want to be able to play the game and be ahead of that pro or that other player that's also playing the game, right? Let's say you don't play a game for a day, right? Which is fine, okay? You can take a day break. No one said anything about that. But just think of it like this, right? While you're not playing that day, there's another person that's hard fucking grinding for that 16 hours, putting in so much work, that's gonna maybe get a little bit better while you're still at the same skill, or maybe even plateauing during that, you know, like day break. I'm not saying not to take a break. If your mentality and stuff is really bad, you could probably take a day break. Just know that in that day break, you still want to be like thinking about Fortnite too. You still like, you can still VOD review or anything like that. You just don't play the game to relax for a bit, right? Now, the third thing we're gonna talk about is the most important one, right? Without this, you can't do any of the other steps, and it's gonna be mentality and motivation. This is the hardest topic to talk about, right? if you don't have enough motivation, then there's really no way for me to help you, right? You'll need to figure out what is making your what is making your motivation lack, and figure out a way on how you can solve that, right? Or what is making your mentality bad, and figure out a solution to making that better. Just know, without motivation and mentality, or without motivation and your mentality being bad, you're never gonna go anywhere, right? You want to have enough motivation to do your routine every single day. You want to have motivation to go do solo arena, even though when the shotguns are really bad. You want to have motivation to go practice every single day, you know? You want to have motivation to play the game.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
Because I already talked about the leaderboard thing, right? If you don't have enough motivation, how could you stay up with someone that has extremely high motivation to actually go pro, right? And same goes for mentality, right? If you rage after one solo cash cup game, then you're just not going to do good in that solo cash cup because you're already frustrated over that one game. And cash cups is just like, one game can bring everything back, you know? And that's pretty much all I have down for now, right? Make sure you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on noties, and then please comment down on how I can improve these videos, because I'm trying, like, this is my first ever video on these ideas, and I'm just trying to figure out ways to improve. Also, let me know what type of videos you guys are looking for next, and oh, this is gonna be a funny one. Also, let me know how the thumbnail and editing is, because this is also my first time doing those. So I know this video's quality might not be the highest, but be looking for higher quality videos in the future. I'll definitely try my best to improve with these, but I'm also pretty focused on Fortnite. Not to mention, make sure you guys use code DALLZO in the item shop on buying the battle pass or anything. That supports me a lot. Even if you don't use mine, just make sure you use someone's, because that supports the creators a lot. And yeah, that's it, and I'm out.